Welcome back, everybody. So glad you could be with me here today. In preparation for the next plane on the inspection block, I wanted to make a little bit of a commentary on trust. Um, and it has nothing to do with David sending me his Bedrock plane. Um, it has to do with manufacturing. When you get in your car, you have placed your life and trust in every worker that had something to do in building your car, correct? You trust that when you turn the key, or if there's a button, or if it's some sort of modern intuitive thing, that it starts and that it accelerates and that it stops by stepping on the brake when you want it to. Um, you trust all of those features, advantages, and benefits to the workers that built it. Well, it's no different with our tools. We trust that each part was manufactured to specification within tolerance with the proper materials. So David sent this from Texas. This is a 604.5C. It's an older one like my 605C. It has a corrugated sole, and we'll talk about that in the next video. But the thing I wanted to point out here is I was having a little bit of a challenge. He just recently acquired this, okay? And so it hasn't been fully cleaned and tuned up yet. So I gave it the once over. Um, the one thing that I noticed was I was having difficulty getting the cutting edge to protrude squarely at the mouth on the sole. It kept wanting to come out more on the left. So, and we'll talk about this in the next video as well, but I put the square on it, and when I made it perfectly square, it got worse. So I had to make it unsquare or out of square in order for it to properly come out the mouth. Oh, excuse me, here we are again, late at night. I don't know why I do this to myself, but I am tired when I do these videos. I know why, because I'm trying to get so much done here by myself. So in other words, I had to take a little bit more off this side of the blade than this in order for it to come out the sole. And I did, yes, I did check to see if the frog was sitting properly, et cetera, et cetera. And it is the best it can be at this point in this condition. Now, if David takes it and gives it a soap bath and takes a nylon scrub brush to all the nooks and crannies and then inspects it to see if there might be caked up grit somewhere, it may fix the problem. Or you may just have to hone it out of square. But getting back to trust. So if I take the dial caliper and I measure from the inside of the slot to the edge, outside edge of the blade, and I check it on both sides, one side is wider than the other by about a 64th. Check it on both sides. and I would have guessed it might have been wear over time, but I don't see that kind of wear applied to the edge. So that would mean that when they set up to do this particular blade, one of two things happened. Either the blade itself is narrower than their standard jig setup, and it measures 2 3/8. Yeah, it measures 2 3/8. So, or when they set up to mill the slot, if it was milled and not stamped like the last time, which it does kind of look like it might have been, it may have been stamped. I don't know. I'm thinking it was stamped. It was off by a 64th. It's parallel. It shouldn't cause any sort of trouble, but I was just thinking about, we trust people to make things to specification and within tolerance. So that's about it for this one. Stick around. I'm going to put this one on the testing block and break it down and take the measurements. Like, subscribe, and share. Walter out.